So to go over how to put your shoe on, making sure we always keep the integrity of our spine, keeping in mind that we want to avoid that posterior pelvic tilt. That's going to lengthen the tissue in the lower back, cause all sorts of problems that we went into in detail, so I will not bore you here. So the key to making sure that we keep the integrity of our spine when putting on our shoes, we're going to go through 3 different ways to do it. So remember, we could use a chair. We're going to sit down. Now, the issue arises when people round through their back, so their lower back tucks under and they find poor posture. So if I'm going to put my left shoe on my left foot, I want to keep the integrity of my spine, and I want to really make sure I work the hip mobility. So remember, it's all about lumbar stability, keeping the lower back stable and moving through the hips. So here I am, I've got my knee out, my back stays flat, so at no point did I compromise my back. I sit down, my back's flat, I'm going to work the mobility in my hips, and I'll put my shoes on like so. I would do the same thing on the other side. Bring that leg up, making sure I'm not rounding back. So the sit bones that I'm sitting on, I don't want them to roll forward at all. So here I am. I'll put my right shoe on my right foot, or sock, or whatever you're needing to put on, making sure you don't sit back into your back. The other way to do it is standing. So what I would do is I'd have a chair, something really sturdy. I'd activate my right glute to elevate my left foot. Then I'm going to hinge through the hips, and I'm going to bring my foot around. I want to always use this hand to anchor off so I can keep my back flat, and I can slide my shoe on this way. Squeezing this glute, keeping the back flat, I'll bring myself up. The more we practice, the more this becomes second nature, and then I would do the same thing on the other foot. Left glute tight, bring the right foot up. I would slide that shoe on, squeeze the glute, step off, or the sock, whatever you're putting on. Last but not least, this can be a bit problematic, is to come to the floor. Now again, what we don't want to do is round through our back. So you want to make sure you're hinging through the hip. It would be best if you had something to anchor your hand off of. So you could be here, you have your hand on something, you could place your foot, push here, and then slide, making sure at no point does your tailbone tuck under. So make sure that back stays flat, squeeze your glute to come up, switch sides, same thing, having something, you could change positions here, to come over to put that right shoe on, squeeze your glute to come up. So the key in all of the movements you want to do is avoid anything that rounds you this way or tucks you around. We don't want to create length here. So you can think of tape on your lower back. Here, you don't want to stretch the tape on the lower back. So there's putting your shoe on safely.